What it do, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm actually really excited to give you guys an update on my project pan. This is my project pan that highlights makeup, so I will have pretty much one product for each category, each step that I currently use in makeup. The only step that I don't have a product here is my eyelashes. I don't wear them often enough, and this is a new thing for me, so I never really put a set in, but everything else I have at least something in. So if you're interested in hearing an update, let's get to it. Alrighty, so remember how last time I said that I lost my sheet of paper, right? I never then made a new sheet of paper, so I don't really know how I'm going to show you guys my updates, but maybe I'll be able to find my b-roll from last time. I doubt it, but I'll try and do something, because otherwise okay, so first we're going to talk about this. This is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. It's not showing that I've really moved much. I think that this air bubble is really playing a factor in seeing the progress in this, but regardless, I'm still enjoying the actual product, so I'm not really in a fuss to finish it. It's really nice. I find that it does really well with getting my foundation, whatever it is, to really adhere to my skin, and I find that it does really well with my oils. I am combination oily, so I am get oily in the middle, and I'm pretty much normal on the outside, so this really helps to kind of combat my oils and keep my foundation together and make sure it doesn't break apart. So really enjoying this as always. I don't feel the need to switch this up right now, so yeah, we're gonna keep this in. So this is update number 7, so I will not be switching out any of these products this time around. We do actually have one empty, and it's coming up next, and this is my foundation. This is the Full Spectrum Covergirl Matte Ambition Foundation. I worked for this one, okay? I worked for this one. Generally, once the pump stops, I just kind of let it go, but this one I could see there was clearly a lot of product left, and I have now used both an actual eyeshadow brush and also a depotting tool to get all of the foundation out of this. It is barren, okay? It's empty, and I'm really happy about that. I went through a weird phase where I picked up any and every foundation. I've really been good these last couple of years of not doing that. I'm down to quite a manageable amount, but I think I'm actually going to pick up a foundation really soon. Right now they're doing a lot of sales at Sephora, and there's one or two that I'm really interested in. I hear a lot of really good things, and so yeah, I might pick up one. I think I'm going to. So anyways, that is done, and I will show you guys the foundation that I'm rolling in at the very, well, let's do it now. Let me get the foundation. So the foundation that I'm going to be rolling in is, of course, my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter in the shade 440. Now, I'm pretty sure I picked this up during the summer, whatever year I picked it up. I believe I picked it up in 2019. So this is quite old, but this is literally the only foundation currently in my collection that I did not pick up this year. So I really want to go ahead and get this out. Now, like I said, this is something that I believe I picked up during the summer, so it is slightly darker than my actual complexion, but I will be mixing in something, or I will just really be going in on my powder, something to that effect, to make this baby work. I also can just push the foundation down my neck and my décolleté to make sure that it really works for whenever I wear it. But yeah, very excited to now be so close to really having no foundations that are expired in my collection. So yeah, that's the foundation that you're going to be seeing in my description box from here on out. Next, I have my concealer, and of course this is my LYS Triple Fix Full Coverage Brightening Concealer. I have no concealers in my collection that are older than this year, so I just kind of threw this in here. It was one that I was enjoying already, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. I really am, and it's been doing well. I don't see any ounce of, you know, real progress, but that's because I just bought it this year, so I would hope I don't see any real gaps, anything like that. So yeah, it's good. I'm liking her. Then we have powder. I think I've used this for a grand total of like twice since my last update. It's just not something that I get a lot of use out of. I may have to kind of become a little bit more adventurous on how I'm going to actually use this in the future, because I'm not getting the use out of it. But it's a nice powder nonetheless. I know somebody suggested that I use this as a powder foundation, and this just does not have enough coverage for me right now. I have a lot of hyperpigmentation because of old acne scarring, and even like I have an active like thing going on down here. I don't really know what to call it. I don't want to give it a name. So this just doesn't have enough coverage for me. Also, I don't really know how to do it. Like, would I put primer down and then just like pack this on? Let me know if you were the person that told me you use this as a powder foundation, because it really would be helpful. Maybe I'm not using it in the right method to really get the coverage or whatever that I should like or would like. So yeah, either way, like I said, maybe used it a couple times. It's gonna stay there. If I don't finish her by this year, she's gone. She's gone, because there's no use. There's no use. So, cream bronzer. For cream bronzer, I have the Fenty Beauty one in the shade Chocolate. I just recently finished my second cream bronzer of my like makeup career or whatever, and this is my one that's currently in there. You can see I definitely have a dip. I do enjoy using this with my sponge, regardless of the type of sponge. I just prefer to apply this with sponge, although I have used a brush as well. It's a nice color. It's not my favorite color when it comes to tone and also shade, but you know, I'm using it. I like it. I just put her in, so I don't expect to hit pan. I would hope I didn't hit pan that quickly. One that I am devastated I did not finish, mainly because I had to take some time off, and like, you know, when I took time off, I took time off. Anyways, it is the e.l.f. Plush that I use as a bronzer. As you can see, I barely have any product. Like, I mean, I'm basically scraping at this point. I think I'm gonna try and finesse using this as eyeshadow to really target the product and get it out, because I'm over it. I am over it. So still a lot of progress. I started this year with a little bit of pan in the middle, and you can see I have more than a little bit of pan. I have more pan than product, which is a very, very big accomplishment to say. But like I said, I'm over it. I want it to be done so I can move on. I'm ready to move on. I really want a different finish when it comes to bronzer, and maybe even just a different bronzer in general, even if it's the same finish. Let's go into brows. So for brows, the last time, I think that was the time that I broke the brow pencil. I'm pretty sure. Either way, this time I've been really focusing on my Kosas brow pencil, and this is in the shade Brown Black. I actually think it's a nice dark shade, but it's also a little too dark for my front brow, so it's not the perfect shade. Either way, I don't have much product left. For me, this is about 2 months of use, depending on how much product I'm using and how much times I'm wearing makeup. But I am enjoying this brow pencil. It was one that I was able to get on really nice sale. I think I got this for like $5, so that's why I have it. Otherwise I would have never picked this up. And yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I also put in my only other brow gel that I actually liked, and this was my NYX The Brow Glue. I really like this. I find that my brow hairs really do stay in place with this, and so yeah, I like it. I like it. I don't really know what to say. I have used it clearly, but there's still a good amount of product. Before I put this in my project, I really had only used it to test it out, and then I put it back because I really wanted to focus on my ABH brow gel. So yeah, there's that. Let's get into the stuff that I almost always forget to talk about. So I have 2 things in this palette. I have an eyeshadow, and this is from Melt Cosmetics. This is from my Rust stack in the shade Classic. I don't think I've picked up this shade since the last update, and you know, it is what it is. Then the next product I have in this palette is actually a highlighter. This is from KVD Vegan Beauty. It is in the shade Gamma Ray. As you can see, I'm pretty much like a third of the way done. At this point, I should have made more progress. I haven't, but you know, we'll see. Today I really wanted a more natural look, so I didn't end up using this, but it's not that I don't enjoy this. It's just, you know, some days I want more of a natural highlighter, some days I want a beaming highlighter. So that's how that is. And I don't, in this moment right now, I don't want to force myself to use my project pan just because it's a project pan. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it. Otherwise, if I just want to be on autopilot, I will just reach for this stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at, just to let you guys know. Last cheek product that I have to talk about is, of course, my NARS Blush in Liberté. I thought I was going to be able to hit pan. I'm still chugging away with this thing. I'm telling you, these NARS blushes have an endless amount of product, and I really can't wait to see how long it takes me to hit pan. We're now going on what, 7 months of use? So yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe it's lucky number 8 for me. Last thing for eyes in general is mascara. So last time I was here with you guys, I told you guys I was going to try and stretch out my Maybelline Sky High till the last drop. I did. She dried out. There was not enough product, and so I then began to target my Merit Beauty mascara. Now this was something that was actually sent to me for free, and I think that this is an okay mascara, but it's nothing compared to my Maybelline Sky High. I think this is just really good at darkening your lashes and lengthening them. I like length and volume, so this doesn't do everything that I want, but in the days that I'm wearing lashes like I am today, I think this is perfect. You know, it gets me a little bit of something, but then the lashes really give me that va-va-voom, you know, so it's nice, but it's not a must-have for me, and I just am going to keep using it until it dries out, and then I will go into maybe some samples to kind of mix it up a little bit, and then I believe I do have one backup of my Maybelline Sky High, so then I'll grab that again. So there's that. We're rounding up the products now, and let's go into lip liner. So my lip liner right now is my Sonia Kashuk in Plum. I'm getting down there when it comes to this lip liner. It's been a little while of me not actually using it consistently, just for one reason or another. I think what I'm gonna do is try to get down to the Plum on the actual lip liner, and then I'll call it quits, because generally at that amount, it's hard for me to actually twist it in the sharpener, and really that's when I decide to call it quits. I'm not going to sit here and struggle and get a cramp in my hand because I'm sharpening a lip liner. It's just not that deep for me. So I'm going to keep using this, but you can see I'm definitely getting a lot of use out of this, and this is now my second lip liner of the year, which is really, really cool. I didn't even think I would get this far, to be quite honest, but the actual formula is quite creamy, so pretty much I get 1 to 2 uses every time I sharpen it. So that's why I've been able to kind of get through it quite quickly. 2 other products lip wise in my project pan. The first one is my lipstick from Marc Jacobs. It's in the shade Editrix, and this one I think I'm chugging along. It's not really ending. It feels like this is a never-ending lipstick, but you know, I'm always trying different combinations to get some use out of it, but I won't lie, I'm getting bored. So that's why I'm constantly mixing this with something else, so I feel less bored. But last lip product to talk about today is from Lime Crime. This is their plushie in the shade Milk Tea. I think that this is a nice product. As always, I am keeping this in here just for it to match with some of the more cooler toned eye looks that I do when I use my project pan eyeshadow palettes, but other than that, I really don't reach for this a whole heck of a lot. So yeah, there's that. And then the last product is something that honestly I think I'm gonna call quits. It feels very, very low, and this sputters. It sputters, and it's become a nuisance. I promise I am not a wasteful person, but it's like down to here. Should I keep going? All right. You've talked me into it. I'm gonna keep going. I'm going to finish this next month. I do not want to bring this in to September. I want this to be gone in August so that I can have a nice setting spray for the last couple of months of the year. So that's that, and yeah, that's the project. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.